G'day, I'm Stephen Spry and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. This is my Real World Maps for You series where I'm trying to create realistic maps using real world locations. We're still over in the US of A on our Conway, Ohio River, Pennsylvania map, but if you're anywhere else in the world, it's not just a USA map. It could be anywhere else in the world. So there's no reason for your UK or Australian or German people to not play the damn thing. I tell you, the number of hours I've put into this. Yeah, right. We're up to getting close to the pointy end of map creation where I'm looking at industries and placing the right number of industries. Now that's important because the game does have limits, and because I'm making maps for console as well as PC, I've got to stick within the limits for the console people. So let's have a little look at what those limits are, please. And this is a large 1 to 3, and if you were to do the random, we'd be doing high towns and high industries to give us, ta-da, 16 towns. What? Doesn't sound like much, does it? And actually 132 industries, but it says 129. That's the limit for the console. Okay, so that's what we're working with. But the big question is, what is the spread of these industries? How many are there, please? So let's just boot up a random generated map and find out. So here is our random map, and just to double check, 16 towns, 129 industries, good. Let's have a little look at towns. Right, towns. I thought it might give me a breakdown. Does it give me a breakdown anywhere of the towns that are town building? I was hoping that it would give me a breakdown of the size of each of those towns. Okay, it doesn't do it, so we'll come over here and open this one and flick on sizes. Right, lots of tiny ones down here, getting into small, getting into mediums, getting into large, and Sawbridgeworth, one huge. So we'll have a little look at that, maybe some in the next episode, because I'm not ready for towns. What I am interested in is industries. So 129, all at level 1 at them. Oh, you're going, are you? Don't want you to go. Doesn't matter. List. Let's have a little look at how many the game auto-generates, please. And I'll grab a screenshot of that because that will be useful later. Thank you. All right. Okay, this is the spread of how many you need. So quarries, 4 combat plants. Forests, that's a 1 to 1. Forests are a 2 to 1, so that's 16 forests. I can imagine half as many sawmills. Good. Coal mines and ore mines, 15. That's 2 of each needs to go into a steel mill, so that's half of 15 is 7 steel mills. Right. What else? Oil wells, 15. That's a 2 to 1, 7 to 15 into the oil refinery. Right. And what else is there? Farms. Okay, farms and food processing plant. That's a 2 to 1. Right. So that should be 8 food processing plants. Maybe, I don't know. I usually add more food processing plants and less of the coal mines and iron ore mines, and oil wells for that matter, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so there's the numbers, there's the spread that we have to work with. Now, why is all of this important? Well, because the game can't cope with the wrong proportions of industries, and for that matter with towns, too many towns. Now, I know console says 16. I've released maps on console that have more towns, but they're smaller, much smaller, lots of little villages and hamlets. So I think that's why I got away with it. It's actually a hard count. If you were to go into those games on the console and try and add another one, it'd say, nope, not possible, not allowed. So that's what we're doing. Right, where's our map? Right, our map is back at the main menu. Right, we have to go in via the map editor. Fair enough. But before we do go in, performance. It's all about performance, right? There was a game, well, there is a game that's in the top ones at the moment on Steam. And I'm not trying to pick on Hanover, but I just will enable the advanced statistics so that we can have a quick look at what's going on here, and we'll start this game and get ready for a bit of a surprise. And there we go. That's not a bad looking map. Lots and lots and lots of painted farms. The guy who produced this has gone to tremendous. Oh, we've got forests here. Yep, but mostly flat farmland. But what I wanted to show you. Welcome. Right. Welcome. Okay. 80 towns and 167 industries on the map. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, let's have a look at the list of industries. So many farms. 46. Okay, so basically it looks like quarries, conmat plants. Okay, so he's doubled those. Reduced the number of steel mills, forests. 14 should be 7 sawmills, but farms and food processing plants. That's the difference as far as the industries go. But the towns, 80 towns. My computer, even the PC that I've got over there, would die anything past early mid-game, trying to remember where all of these citizens are going. So let's have a little look. Let's sort by size. Most of them are tinies, as you can see. Right, 50s. A couple of smalls, several mediums, a couple of larges, and a huge. Okay. Great map. When it was reviewed by Train Gamer just last night, he said you would have to go into the sandbox and delete a lot of these towns. Where's Hanover itself? Look, I don't care. The other thing, and I'm not trying to whinge about this guy, but look, we've got water levels here. We've got beautiful river levels. Not very smooth, but the riverbanks look a bit dodgy. But why are these not navigable? There's a canal, apparently, runs across the map, which is navigable to some extent down these vertical branches, but none of the rivers. And I'm sorry, this is the problem with a lot of the maps that are produced. They look fantastic. This looks brilliant. Gameplay is going to suck. And certainly, luckily, you console people won't be playing this game. Not that map, anyway. All right, let's get back to it. Lose the head, please. You've had too much head. We'll go back to the main menu and we will load our Conway map, which, as you can see, is at the painting, or some industries in painting. That's the stage we're at. Large, 1 to 3, let's go. So here we are, back in the map editor, looking at Beaver Falls, Beaver Falls up here, the Ohio River, down to what used to be the world's largest train yard, up until the 80s. Right. Now, so many people bag urban games about the performance of the game, particularly when you get into the modern era, into the late game as places develop. And the thing is, if you load up your map with so many towns, that's so many extra citizens to keep track of. So many journeys, so many people going from work to home, to work to shop to home. 80 towns? Come on. It's going to struggle with 20. But anyway, and industries? 167? Yeah. Look, here we go. What have we got here, please? Okay, let's have a little look at towns. I got none. 0 towns. I have 124 industries at the moment. I'm still playing. I'm still working out what's needed and what isn't. I've got 8 more I can add to balance this out a little bit better. And, what are we? 4 and conmats and quarries, 4 and 4. Farms, 17, and food processing plants. That should be about a quarter. I've got 1 extra farm and 1 extra plant at the moment. I'm going to need another one of those. I've just found out that I haven't got one in a certain area. Forest, 16. Sawmills, 8. Yeah, that's all right. Coal mines and ore mines are a bit on the low side. I'm thinking that maybe you can add them in the sandbox later if you need to. Fuel, oil wells, 15. Half of, yep, that balances. Oil refineries, 7. Fuel refineries, you haven't got enough. You need, wait on, no, fuel and chemical, they both want ore. That's 7. Okay, maybe 4 and 3 is 7. Yep, no, that's fine. Okay, let's have a look at what we've got so far. Now, the left-hand half of the map, to that side, is, for all intents and purposes, finished as far as my decorating is concerned. The right-hand side, see, the right-hand side here is got the raw map texture still, the bright green, right? Whereas over on this side, I've gone over this with the forest ground brush, just whooshed it around, just to provide a bit of variation. As you can see, whoosh and splodge, and a bit of whooshing here and there. And I've gone in and I have done some fields. I've done some variations to these fields. That's just not the dirt colour, that's the dirt texture. It's got a bit of grass poking through. This one here has a bit of dirt coming through thanks to, where are we? This. Okay, I'll come to paint tools. This brush comes from Ingo with his vegetation. That particular brush allows you to do lines like, hang on, I'll show you what a tree looks like with that brush. And this is how I created the orchards, and there are 3 orchards. So just by going tap, hold, or don't hold for long. Right. Okay. Just make sure you line it up properly. Yeah. All right. Okay. I'll line it up properly. Make it hard for me. Just line it up there. And you just keep doing that. And you'll end up with an orchard. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Right. The white bit that's in front of you, yeah, I've marked out where I think some towns should go. But before we get on to towns, let's have a look at our industries. This is the Rust Belt in the USA. No, could be anywhere in the world. This is a steel-producing region on a river anywhere in the world. It's not just the USA. So I've got 4 steel mills here. How many steel mills did you have already, all up? I think I had industry 7. So there are 3 others floating around upriver somewhere. Okay. These guys have to get their iron ore and their coal from somewhere. So where's the somewhere? Well, the iron ore comes from Minnesota. The Mesabi Range, 1,200 miles or 1,900 kilometres away. And in the top left-hand corner of the map, this is the part of the world that is meant to represent that. Normally I don't like having so many resources so close together like this, but I think that works. That works reasonably well. It's a huge iron ore area. So, yeah, okay, we have this one here with player ownership. That is the... What's going on here? What's that? I have no idea what that is, but that shouldn't be there. Okay, that's what that is. That's the bloody... That was the thing from there. Ah. Well spotted, sir. Okay, we'll put that bit of rail back now and try again. And the funny thing is, as you cruise around the map, looking at different sorts of things, you will see all sorts of issues like that you need to fix. And like this, now that we can get rid of these things because they look terrible. You probably could do a bit more up here too. Ah, look. Still got so much more detailing to do on this map to tidy it up. Look at all of these. See, I don't like the fingers showing. We know they need to be there, but I don't like them showing. They look yucky. Okay, well, this episode's about painting and industries, so this is all part of the painting. Yeah, I suppose it is. Cleaning up stuff like this. But that wasn't the focus of all the painting that I did. The focus of the painting was getting away from the 2-colour camo green that these maps use. You see, the darker green and the lighter green. That's the focus of the painting. I have gone over some of this area with the forest ground, just also you can just see a hint of it through here, just to provide a bit of variation. A lot of it through... Oh, hello. Yes, well, there's my favourite tree in a plantation, and I've called it Scots Pine Forest. Oh, I didn't think you liked them. I don't, but some people do, and yeah, I think they're a scraggly looking tree, and Transport Fever 3, the new pine trees look awesome. Yep. Oh, yeah, this is also one of my favourite things to do, is to simulate a recently logged area and just leave 500, I think. How many tree stumps? Assets? 458 of them. But as long as the total count is under 800,000, I'm happy. Yeah, these went down really thick, and I've applied all of the plantations. I've applied a lot of thinning to get the tree count down. Okay, paint. I want to show you. I have almost painted forest ground. We'll come up a bit, we'll come down a bit, and we'll go to that brush, and maybe a bit bigger. I have almost painted all of the rivers, maybe a bit heavier, because they're in amongst the trees, and yeah, I just think it just adds a little bit to the map, maybe. I don't know. I just didn't like the bright green showing under where the rivers were, so yeah, had to be painted. Had to be painted. I've probably missed a couple, and again, yes, I have right down through here, as you can see. You just come along, and what are we? Bit over half strength, just dibby dab, that sort of thing. Here's another one you've missed. Yeah, there's a lot to do. There's a lot still to do. I haven't done the cities. That's a pain. That's a pain. But look, let's come back down. Okay, so iron ore. Yes, please. Sorry, Minnesota. Right. The coal. Well, Pittsburgh has a coal seam to the southwest of Pittsburgh, and seeing my map doesn't go down that far, I've put a line that runs down this side of the map, indicated by, this blue one. There's a railway line that comes down here. We've got 4 coal mines around a loop there. We come down a bit further, we've got another 3 in here, and it's all painted in. I think it looks complete with humps. I think it looks sort of semi-realistic. Let's follow this line down even further. Ooh, hello. Here's some more over here. Ooh, hello. Yes. Ooh, so how many? You've got 3 in the bottom of this huge open cut area here. That's interesting. Yeah, a lot of grass showing through that coal there, which you can see when you're close up, but not from a distance. You might want to paint more. Whatever. Nah, we'll just leave it. But see, as you come through, looking at all these things, you'll see little bits like that need tidying up. Right. Whoops, probably didn't need to do that. Look, just dibby-dabby. Smooth where needed. That's a bit dodgy. Maybe give it less strength, please, and it won't be so egregiously ripping into the environment. Alright, further down this railway line, please. Ooh, well, I did mention there was a loop. The railway line comes around through a tunnel, across a bridge, through another tunnel, and around through what I said was going to be a rather large yard here. Initially, I thought these guys would be supplying oil from Texas, but a bit of research shows that the Appalachian region is huge for oil, so there are mountains of Appalachian oil wells that are waiting to be plugged into a yard here for you to transport oil wherever you want. Speaking of oil, there was, where is it? Here, economy. There was a whole string of oil wells over there, which is why these guys are here. Economy is this town here, I think. Don't know, I'm getting lost in the history, I'll tell you what. And we did have a couple of, here, Beaver Falls, Beaver Oil. We discovered oil at Beaver, not in real life. And also there's some more coal mines floating around here if you want to use them later on, just sort of stuck in the middle of nowhere, which is where you'd probably find a coal mine. So, back down, please, to the steel work. So that's our steel. You've got to get the coal and the ore in here, and then you've got to make the steel and transport it to various places up and down the map, like the goods factory and so on. That oil, there are oil refineries scattered in different places across the map as well. One right near the yard here, but those two are down, where is it? Let's go back to this, please. See this line here? This line along the river is coming from this yard, coming down here, so we can be shipping a lot of oil, crude, down along this head shunt and back into those oil refineries. So that's all good fun. Okay, we have painted fields where possible for most of the farms on this side of the map. I haven't done the painting for the fields on the other side, except for peachy orchards. Right, obviously peachy orchards. Wow, you thinned that out a lot, didn't you? Yeah, well. Okay, hello peaches. They look quite nice, don't they? Yep, peachy orchards. We had lemons down the bottom. Lemon, 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 lemon. Oh, somewhere down. Oh my God, it's such a long map. Why do you need megalomaniac? God, choke your computer. This is only large and it goes on forever. There's our lemons. When life gives you lemons, indeed. And finally, the other fruit type we've got an apple orchard up here near Beaver Falls there, Appleton Orchards. Obviously, we've had a bit of trouble with diseased trees. We've lost a few. Unfortunately, I went a bit too heavy with the brush. But look, have a look at Beaver Falls. You've got some sort of industrial area growing. You know, I've tried to group the industries realistically. Forest sawmill. Farm, food plant, farm, food plant, farm, food plant. The trouble is I've got these farms over here that I've discovered I don't have a food plant in this area, so I'm going to have to put one in here. I've given all of the quarries that sort of treatment. Where's the one that was on the hill? There. I like this one. This was one of the ones I marked earlier on the map that just had a white splot here and some stuff happening with the ground texture. So, West Aliquippa. Please correct my pronunciation of Aliquippa. I have since found out that this place is called Monica, not Monarca, as our Aussies would say. Monarca. No, Monica. Yep. All right. Oh, it's lovely fun mashing up names that people go, oh, you can't say that. That's wrong. Too bad. Right. So I've got a lot more painting and farming to do on this side of the map. This side of the map, as I said, is pretty much completed, with the exception of one more food processing plant here-ish. Probably there-ish. I don't know. Depends on where the towns go. Now, the towns are all marked with these squares, and there are, at the moment, 25 of them. Right. Yeah. That's far too many. So what will probably happen is little places like Gringo, and I already hinted at it for Fair Oaks, I will probably use the CB Era A asset and put some people in some random houses and just, decorations on, please. Decorations on. He didn't get any decorations, did he? No, he didn't. That one did. Okay, try that one. Right, I put some random houses in this town, like so. Just got to line them up. That wasn't very well lined up. Swizzle it around. Okay. And you see by clicking the random one, we get, you could go in the middle. So we've got housing for 4 times 5 is 20. Yes. Let's go random 2. And spin you around. Where's the front? Right. There. Oops. There. There. Sure. You can go there. And we'll put a small one there. Now, commercial. Right. Change this, please, to commercial. There, so there are 10 shopping spots here. Right. Let's get rid of that. Thanks. And put a commercial one here. Where's the fingers there? Alright, turn it around and put it there. So there's a commercial. And we'll do another one there. Oops, just there like that. So we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 40. 40 residences, and now, okay, don't want that one there either. I'll get rid of you, and put another commercial here. So we've got 4 commercial, we've got, let's say 40 residential 5, random 2, I'll put another one, spin it, now what you will notice is I don't have any industrial, so these people are going to have to travel into a bigger town to work, so you've got to remember that, otherwise your map will not be balanced. Now, why is that an issue? Well, it was with Camden Haven. I was getting too close to reality where there are no jobs and no commercial areas in that area to speak of. Well, not enough for everybody. Let's get the slightly darker green, go down the strength, do that, and just touch that up like that. And obviously I've got to tidy up the fingers, but there's the town of Fair Oaks. Right. So I can put a fake town in. Geez, they're big buildings for a little town, aren't they? Whatever. Yeah, I'm hoping that Transport Fever 3 has a better, more realistic building selection. Everything's very English/European based, isn't it, in this early game? But never mind. Oh, was that era A? Don't know. Was it? Are these dependent on the date? Who knows? But I'm going to add a few more homes here. Maybe one shop. And then everybody has to come over to Ambridge. Here. All right. Oh, reminds me. Yes, please. I have to tell you about these blue things here. Now, this area is not currently served by passenger services, but it used to be. And the little blue bits like there and all the way, we've got to, let's head over the other side of the river there. Right, there. Yes, and here, Woodlawn's passenger station, and West Aliquippa. Yeah, whatever. There, right. All of those little blue bits represent the historical locations of passenger stations, which are no longer used. No passenger train service through here. Nah, pretty slack, isn't it? Well, it's a game. You can put it in, sir. I will. I think Vanport probably needs one as well. I'll leave that up to you. All right. Come down here. Have you got a passenger station anywhere down here? At the end of the line. At the end of the... No. Gringo needs one down here. Fair enough. Look, you can still do so much more with this map. Right. So that's what those little blue bits there represent, is the hysterical locations of railway stations. Falston's was actually up here, which I think is crazy. I'd move it down here, to be honest with you, but never mind. This one here, it moved so many times. I think that's the third location for 1910, but you've got another one here, you've got another one there, and another one there. So Beaver has 1, 2, 3 stations on that line and 1 on that line. All right, what else? What else are we doing? Okay, I've been painting just over the top with forest ground, but I've also used the, what's it called? Grass alpine here, just to get a slightly different colour in play and to try and blend it in a little bit more with our mountain range area. Lose the bloody things, please. There. Is that better? Yeah. Just to sort of drag it over and up the hill slightly so that from here it looks like it's supposed to be. And, you know, you wouldn't know there's a huge iron ore area over there. Not from ground level, at least. Now remember, let's go back to here. I have made this creek navigable so that we can bring timber and stone down the river if you want to. Okay, the timber can come down to here. The stone can go... Where does the stone go? Over there. Okay, well that's a road thing. Oh, it could come down here. Look there. You could whack a wharf right next to Beaver Brickworks if you wanted to. But most of the river's navigable. You've got a little strip in there if you want to do something with that. Maybe. Entirely up to you. So, all that I'm left to do here, apart from tidying things up, and speaking of tidying things up, you remember I had one little segment of that road left. I found it. It was what I was using under the creeks, and I found it right here. So, yay team, lucky me. Yeah, found it, got rid of it. Yeah, so all I'm doing now is basically going along, and as I'm adding stuff, I'm tidying up rough bits, adding trees where I need them or removing them. This bridge originally went all the way around over to here, and I had a little look, and it doesn't in real life, so I don't know, I kind of liked it going all the way across there. I might put it back, because it looked good. Okay, you do whatever you want, Stephen, it's your game. Right, let's save this, please, because I want to start talking towns and the problem with towns. Right, I see a problem straight away. You haven't got a white square here. And I probably need a white square there too, don't I? Because otherwise this area is never going to get populated by a town. Whoops, come on. Sorry. Try that again then, Sam. There we go. Okay, so I've got another town's got to go here. A small one. But whatever I press the button for beaver over here is not going to spread over to that side of the river. River? Road. Road. And speaking of roads, this road here, a main road, I don't want it to be built on. So, that, and all the way out there, if I make you player owned, the AI is not going to take it over. So, right, I want to demonstrate my problem with towns. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to solve this, but let's just save this again. And let's head on up to Beaver Falls, which is here. Right. Now I'm going to make this, where is it, this one here. I'm going to make Beaver Falls huge. I don't like making huge towns. Yeah, I don't either. But part of the problem, and I've already had a go at this, is there are too many intermediate streets, so I'd like to get rid of every second one. We'll leave the ones going this way, but I'd like to get rid of every second one going this way. Why? Well, the AI, dope. The AI will build on these, right? And if they're there, the AI will build on them. So what I'm hoping is that if I get rid of every second one, it will not be so clustered close together. By spreading out like that, hopefully the game might, don't know, but let's just hope that. Right, okay, all right. So what about all of these? Look, this is purely experimental, and we need to, and here too. In fact, I'll probably kill a lot of what we see out around here for now. So what's going to have to happen here is I will be putting a town down, hitting the build button, and delete all of that. Right, hitting the build button, hoping like hell that it doesn't do anything stupid, going mad with the whack-a-moling to put things where I want them, like this is. Yep. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. See, this looks a little better. Right. So they were the original streets, weren't they? Well, the current streets, according to my height mapping technique. we are going to get rid of quite a few of them. Okay, now grab the smoother and big brush, soft brush, and just go over that just to smooth out any jaggies from where you deleted those streets. Save it. Let's call it Streets 1. Okay. Okay. Oh, here we go. Fingers crossed. Right, where do you want the centre of Beaver Falls to be? Roughly where that white bit is, hey? Okay, well, let's get rid of the white bit. Right. And go over to the town tool. Hit huge. Keep your fingers crossed. Don't like this. Well, here's your passenger station. So let's imagine the original part of Beaver Falls was here, and then it spread later. I don't know, and I don't care. This is purely for game purposes. So hopefully the AI doesn't add too many extra streets. I don't want this bunched up. Fingers crossed. If I don't like it, I'm just going to reload the game and try again in a different spot. But hopefully, have we added any new streets? Oh, it's spreading nicely. It didn't bloody well spread much, though. Well, I'm glad I got rid of all those internal streets, because otherwise it would have done this sort of thing. Where did that come from? I thought I deleted that. Okay. What we need to do, I think, let's have a look at the land use layer. Your residentials are here. Shopping's there, that's okay. Industrial. I really wanted the residentials over here. Okay, well, I'll tell you what you can do. You could save that. Okay, going to save that as Streets 2. Okay, now that Ellesmere is saved, and remember we had commercial, industrial, residential, I just want to try to load the map again and place the city in a different spot and change the orientation of the thing. Like, I'll turn it around and click it here, maybe. So let's see what happens. Load Streets 1. Okay. I know this sounds tedious, but it's better than whack-a-moling all over the place if I can get the damn game to place it properly in the first place. Oh, look, the head's back. Hello, head. Right. Okay, so I'm going to try to put the centre of the town here, I think. I've turned the map around. The game's a bit fussy about how it places cities. Hopefully I have got huge, right. Hopefully I've got the orientation. I don't know how it does it. I wish I knew. I'm going to try and get it into this area a little bit more. I think I did it there. I'm going to come down to there, maybe? Who knows? Let's see what happens. Fingers crossed. And this, of course, is... Ooh, we've filled in okay, nicely, I think. I don't know. New streets? No new streets? No new streets that are... Upton upon 7. All right, let's have a look at where everything... It still did a very similar sort of thing. Whack-a-moling is going to be needed, isn't it? Bugger. Never mind. I really don't want these guys here. I want these guys... Well, I don't want them there either. We could have commercial... whatever. This is the problem with trying to place cities where you want them. I think I've got the idea of thinning out the streets was good. Yeah, I think that worked. What are you going to do about all of these? I might just do this, I think, for now. Forest. It would help if you spelt it correctly. I know. Stop picking on me. I think we will leave the streets there. See, it's put one there. Damn you. Well, hopefully if we just maybe a bit stronger so they don't stand out so much. You really need to get rid of that big white blotch, Mr. Spry. So I do. Okay. Big white blotch. Come on. And yeah, look, I'm happy with that, I think. So back to forest. Oh, you did it again. What's wrong with the R? Might be the keyboard. Don't know. Just that's it. That's it. Bit of texture out here somewhere. Bit more texture. Bit of dirt around the industries. Yep. Along the railway line. Bit of dirt along through there. Yeah, that's looking good. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. You know what I'm not happy with? What? That damn thing. You and your Scots pines. Yeah, nah, look. I really don't like them. They're a horrible... That's not a Scots pine. It's still horrible. Okay, I'm reasonably happy with that, for starters. I've got a lot more cities to do. And maybe if I cleared those out, the industry would spread down this way. Right? And if I cleared these out, maybe I can get the houses to come over here and the commercial to go up there. Bit of whack-a-moling to do, but let's just call this Beaver Falls. Yeah, I'm happier with that position. Right, it's going to grow into what size town? Huge town. And the rest of them? I'm not going to bore you with my placement and my whack-a-moling because it's just there's so many of them. Next time, we'll see what it ends up looking like. And hopefully next time, I will have finished the map. Fingers crossed. Oh, what's up here? Yeah, well, this is meant to be another town. I think for now these are going to be farms, Stephen. That's why I've still got 8 industries up my sleeve. Yeah, I think I'm going to put some farm fields up here. This is a town, that's fine. But I think, yeah, we're going to have some more agriculture happening. What about up here at Riverview? I think we're going to have some more agriculture happening. And there. Because I've got to kill some towns. Sorry, I know. I've got to remove some towns. I mean, Washington, Mount Washington here. Yeah, nah. Sorry, I think Mount Washington is doomed. But if you want to see what towns make the cut and what towns don't, you know what to do. And until then, it's hooroo from me. It's goodbye from that lot. And thanks for joining me. Getting there. How many hours? Oh, too many. Welcome. 77.1. Right. See you next time. Bye.